Hi, friends. I'm Emily Lay, and you're listening to the Simplified podcast. If you're looking to simplify your life and organize your home, then you're in the right place. Every week, I invite you to explore practical ways to organize and automate the complicated parts of life so you can focus on what truly matters most. Well, you guys, it is almost fall launch day, and that means that we have so many fun new products coming out next week, along with our 2024 signature Simplified and Dapper Desk planners. Make sure you mark your planners for September 13th, that's next Wednesday, at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Guys, it feels like the Super Bowl was yesterday, but here we are. It's football season once again. If you're like me, you're watching your kid put on their football pads for a game on the school field, or maybe you've already marked off all your fall weekends to watch college or NFL football, or your partner's done the marking off and you are figuring out what snacks you're going to make for all of it. Snack making is an important job, just so you know. But listen, I know the stereotype that football is mostly for guys, but football is for everybody. Nobody shows that more than my friend Laura Kashner. If you're not exactly a football aficionado, but you want to learn what's going on when your kid runs onto the field to play, or when your partner is stationed in front of the TV for the next few months, then listen. Laura, who I lovingly call LK, has got you covered. Her dad has been a college football coach for 40 years, so she knows a thing or two about what's going on during the big games. She's going to tell us all the basics we need to know so we can follow the action. But let's be real. The best part of football is the food. So we are going to spend a lot of our time on food today, talking about all the best snacks and dips and desserts to serve on your game day, whether you pick them up at the store or make them all yourself, because fall is busy. And sometimes we just need to let someone else do the prep work. So let's get to it. Here is my conversation with LK about all things football and game day snacks. Hi, Laura.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
I have a funny story to tell you. So the other day I was talking to Brady and he was like, "What's going on with the podcast, Mom?" He loves to ask about work. And I was like, well, I was telling him a couple of things that are coming up. Like, we're going to have our friend Tao on from Crank and Boom to talk about like entrepreneurialism. By the way, if I go in and out, will you tell me? Because my internet.
Yeah, you just did a little bit.
Okay, we're waiting on someone to come look at our internet. It's terrible. Okay.
I think it's fine.
So Brady was asking me about work. He loves to ask me about work. And he was asking about the podcast. And I said, I'm actually recording with Miss Laura on Thursday, all about football. He loves football. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, she's a big Bears fan. So are all her girls." And I was like, "How do you know this?"
He follows me on Instagram. Okay, this is hilarious. So tomorrow is Alex's 40th birthday.
Oh,
and
awesome.
I feel like you maybe did this for Brian, but so we're all Bears fans, but he's a giant Packers fan. I got him a Brett Favre cameo.
No, worth it.
But his first NFL game he ever watched as a kid on TV was Brett Favre's first game. And so that's why he's a Packers fan. Like, I'm so excited to
You
show
have
him.
to video it.
I will.
Okay,
I will.
please send it to me. So we did this for Brian's 40th because it happened during COVID. We were supposed to go on this big trip and we couldn't go. So I got a couple of Bears players to record.
Yes, I remember.
And then we mashed them into a video and we put it on our TV screen. And it was so funny. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think he's probably going to be like, "How much money did you spend on this?" And then he'll be like,
"Don't worry.
That means a lot." But like, they on Cameo, they'll show you sample ones and they're like a minute long. Like the one he sent us is 4 minutes long. It's like, yes. Yeah. So I'm excited. It'll be good. But
I can't wait to hear how
I know.
So special. Brian still says that was one of the best birthdays we ever did because we couldn't go anywhere. So we did the cameos and then we like recreated his favorite restaurant in our kitchen.
I love it. It's so special. It's so good.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So we're here to talk about the football. And I feel like I need to preface this by saying I am married to someone who like lives and breathes it. Like when we were getting engaged, he was like, "I need you to understand a couple things about me. Number one, I love to sweep the floor." And I was like, "Marry me tomorrow." And then he was like, "I'm really good at folding clothes because I worked at American Eagle." And I was like, "I'm sold." And then he was like, I love football and I protect my football time. Like I have to watch all the games, all the teams, all the time. And I was like, I can deal with that.
Yes. Yes. You're like,
oh, he's like that. And then Brady, who's 12, I always say to Brian, like, what did you put in his baby food? Because he grew up to become this amazing, like almost teenager who has every football stat memorized known to man.
incredible.
And then there's the twins who like don't quite get it yet. And I fall into that category. Like I've been watching it and I love football Sundays. Like I love making food and like snacks and like just that's it, just snacks. But I don't get it. I've tried so hard and why is it so complicated?
Okay, so this is the thing. I heard this the other day. Once you have older kids, that whatever they are into, you have got to just hop on the wagon because that's how you're going to be able to spend time with them. That's how they're going to like be able to talk to you about things. So the fact that Brady is obsessed with it and has Brian, but I think that you are like also on the train. You are on the football train. You just don't know it yet. Yes. And that's a whole nother level is watching your little baby in giant football pads. I thankfully won't have to do that. But my oldest has friends in her class now that are playing tackle for the first year. And those moms are like, I want to throw up the entire game, but also it's amazing. I also think there's something like feeling like you're a part of something. And I did not get to go see Taylor. Hopefully we'll get to see her next year. But I know you felt like this.
We got to talk about this. You brought it up. You know, the movie came out or is coming out.
Yes,
right?
I just saw this morning.
Okay, I was like, okay, so we were in the ER last night and I was like, I'm gonna try to sleep like an extra hour. Nope. Taylor announced that. And here I am on AMC's website in the 10-minute queue, but I got it. I'm taking my kids and then the next day I'm taking my parents. And I was like, Dad, get your sequins ready.
Yes.
We are going.
Okay, so it's the same thing for football. Like it's you feeling like you are a part of something that thousands of other people are also a huge fan of. You will ride or die, win or lose, go team to wherever. It's the same thing. It's feeling like you have such loyalty towards something that you ride or die.
And being part of something. And I feel this way about Taylor Swift. I don't know, like I've never felt this way about anything. Like it's so cool to feel like you're part of something that's just so involved and so joyful and so happy. And like you meet people and you're like, this is my favorite song or like whatever. And yeah, Brian's like that and Brady are like that about football. Like the results of a football game can determine the mood of our house for like 2 weeks.
Anyway, I think we just have learned that like Taylor is your team and that's just what football is for you.
I'm going to use this equation to Brian because he was like, when can we stop spending money on this? Okay, so your dad, though, is a college football coach?
Still a football coach. Yes,
cool.
He's still. So I have a super weird childhood when it comes to like a girl knowing things about football because literally it has been my life for my whole life. So I just kind of like was born into knowing exactly like what a linebacker is and how you score points. Yes, I'm so lucky. And it has served me well. I was very cool in college because I went to the college that my dad was the football coach at. So I would like see all the guys after the game. They were like, oh, your dad is like, I just had an in to like, awesome. It was great. It was really, really fun. But now that he's still a coach and I have kids and my sister has a son, like now we're going to grandpa's game and it's really, really cool to watch like the next generation of Murray kids be football obsessed. But for me, like, yes, I love the game and it's fun, but it's everything else that like accompanies it to make it like a spectacle. Even if you're sitting in your home, like we'll carve out the whole day and we know exactly what we're having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because there's a noon game. You know, it's on all day. And I love going to a game in person, but for me, I like the coziness of being home.
Brian's like that. He's like, going to a game in person is one thing, but like you can see so much better when you're watching on television. Another funny story. Simplified has this weird like connection to football. Well, number one, fall launch is always right around when football season starts. But number two, the very first like employee that I ever hired, her name's Gina. We're still really good friends. And her husband, back then, he was the safeties coach for the Bucks down in Tampa. Now he's the head coach for Boston College. And
gosh.
right. And like we still keep in touch. And we still have this running joke in my house that Brady really wants to be a football coach when he grows up. And Brian's always like, listen, you work hard, you get good grades. We're going to call up Jeff Halfley and get you a spot.
I love that.
That's so
I will say coaches hold an incredible place in our lives if you're an athlete, but if you're not, you would have this experience with anything that you're involved in. Like a mentor or a coach is someone who is not your parent, but has a relationship with you that's even deeper in some ways because they're watching you push yourself to your potential and encouraging you when you're down and helping you fight through adversity. Like there's a million, I can't even tell you that I'll still get emails or DMs to this day of people that have been coached by my dad that will be like, I just used a Coach Murrayism today. I was talking to a friend and I said this thing that your dad said to me years ago. Like, and it's so nice that they reach out to me and tell me this because it makes me feel great. And obviously I pass it on to him. But yeah, you just never know when you're going to remember something that someone told you one day. And usually it's something a coach told you because they're good, smart people.
That is so sweet. That is so sweet. I love that.
I love that for Brady. I think Brady has all the qualities of a coach.
Oh, thank you. I think he's either going to be coach or president. I think he'd do a good job either one.
Both? I feel like he has his whole life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I need you to, with all of your wealth of knowledge of football, and like, I need you to explain it to me like I'm 5, basically. Like the tactics, like all of it. Like, what's a first down? Pretend like I'm telling Tyler and Caroline, who are 8, like what football is.
Oh my gosh.
What's a first down? Why is there a yellow line on the screen? How many different ways can you score? Why is it so confusing? Tell me all the things.
Okay, so it's like simplified football. Okay.
Yes, this should be a whole series.
I know. Okay, so if I were telling this to a 5-year-old, okay, there's 2 teams and there are 4 quarters that are 15 minutes long. And you basically want to score more points than the other team. And how you can score points is by moving the ball down your part of the field to your end zone. Okay. And you get 4 chances to move the ball 10 yards. Okay. So those 4 chances are called downs. So you'll hear first down, second down, third down. Now, if you don't get 10 yards in your 4 chances, you got to kick the ball to the other team. And now they have the ball and have 4 chances to go 10 yards.
Why do we kick the ball? Why can't they just have the ball?
Well, sometimes they can have the ball, but if they kick the ball,
it can be. I know. Why does it change?
If we just gave them the ball, then they would be closer to their end zone. So we want to kick it so they have to go a further distance.
Got it. Okay.
But when you look at a football field, you'll see the big numbers. So there's 100 yards. So 50 on one side, 50 on the other.
Okay.
So the yellow line, when you're watching TV, the yellow line is showing you where the next 10 yards are that they're trying to get past. So if they get past that yellow line, then they start another first down.
Okay.
And then they have 4 more chances to go another 10 lines.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
It does. This is a legitimate. I'm not even kidding. Like I'm not making this react. I'm learning. This is very helpful. I did not know. Why didn't they just take the ball and start over? Why did we kick the ball? Because we want them to start further back. We want to give them more space. Like you have further to go to get to
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yes. So, okay, the other thing about football, and I'm not sure what position Brady plays, but maybe we can get into that.
Yes, we have
offense and defense. Okay. And at any point, your team can have 11 people on the field. So on the offense, that's the guy that's throwing the ball is your quarterback. Okay. The guy that's running the ball is your running back. And the guys that are running and then turning to catch the ball are your wide receivers. And everyone else is kind of like a lineman trying to block for these other people to move the ball.
So there's a quarterback. There's a running back. 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers.
Usually 2 or 3
wide receivers. And then you have your O-line.
Yes.
Okay, I know this part. And then, and then defense?
Defense, you also have a defensive line. So usually you have 4 guys on the line. Okay. And then there's usually like 3 guys behind them. They're your linebackers. They're a little less big and more fast. You're really good athletes.
Okay,
can
less
really
big,
run
more
fast and tackle the other team. Yes.
Okay.
And then your super fast guys on defense are your safeties.
Okay.
Which would be Gina's husband. He was a safeties coach. So he would coach those big, fast guys on defense that are trying to intercept the ball, meaning you catch the ball when the other team's quarterback throws it.
The safeties are trying to intercept the ball.
Yes.
to prevent the wide receivers from getting it.
Oh,
Okay, so now I will tell you what position Brady is. This is his second year playing. Last year, he won the Rudy Award for the team.
Notre Dame. Yes.
We made him watch the movie and everything. Because he was a sixth grader playing against basically eighth grade men, because that's the difference. And he was not afraid of anybody. Like, he would just go. So he was a lineman. He was on the defensive line, D-line last year.
Yes.
He was a sixth grader, so he didn't have like a ton of playing time like a lot of the eighth graders did. This year, I think I've heard it's going to be a lot different. He wants to be linebacker, which I would like. His number is 54 because he loves Brian Urlacher.
Oh.
And then, so he plays D-line, O-line, and linebacker. They're kind of moving him around to see where he fits best. And I am breathing into a paper bag on the side. I signed up to be the team mom so that I can go down to the sidelines and like, okay. Basically, okay, listen, this is a funny story too. Last year, our quarterback got hurt. I think he broke his leg on like the first practice or something. And so there were 3 sixth graders on this whole team of like 30 kids. It was Brady, his best friend, and another boy. And his best friend was the backup quarterback. And he played, and they won the championship.
Oh my gosh.
And it was
incredible.
It was next level. And sidebar, his coaches are, I was very much against tackle football from the beginning.
Yes.
It's dangerous. I'm putting my foot down. You can play everything else, but not this. His determination to play was stronger than my resolve. And I was like, okay. But I am the mom on the sidelines that's like, okay. So it's very helpful for me to know what's going on so that I know when my kid's about to be in the crosshairs.
Yes. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. I love that he wants to be a linebacker because he's 54. Oh,
yeah. That's his number on the field too. Yeah.
I feel like was just always destined to have 3 girls. Not saying that girls can't play tackle football,
but we have a girl.
Girls, yes,
yeah.
But my girls will not be. We love volleyball in the falls.
Right.
Gosh, I would not be able to watch. I think I have been trained to see pain and that's the point. And so the fact that, but then you just imagine the amount of pride and how proud you are of him for not only trying something new, but also something that's hard and can hurt.
I can't say enough about what team sports has done for my kids, particularly Brady. Like, one game last year, I've taken this whole thing in a sidebar, but one game last year, he played just a little bit. And, the coach gathers the whole team after the game and they're talking about things. And he always picks out one player to say hey, this was our star player and this is what they did so great. And there was this one kid on our team that was just the hero, and he played every game and he started and whatever. And so Brian and I are standing outside the circle of players, and he goes, okay, guys, there's one player I want to recognize who just really gave it his all and really went out there. And we both looked at each other oh, it's this kid. Man, he's so good. And the coach said it was Brady Lay. And I kid you not, we were both wait, what? And Brady's face was what? Because he had just played a little bit. And he was this kid goes out there and he just gives it out his all. He doesn't look back. He leaves it all on the field. And I was it matters so much more coming from someone who is not his mom and dad.
Yes.
The kid was riding high for months.
Yes. Oh, we'll never forget it. He'll never forget it. Oh,
gosh.
I love it so much.
Why isn't there things like this for adults? I don't want to play football, but still.
Okay. Have you tried pickleball? It is really
fun. My gosh. We need a whole episode. And Brian needs to be involved. Laura.
It's so fun.
We're going off on a tangent here because, listen, so the kids went to camp for 3 weeks this summer. And Brian and I were we're going to be tennis players because we have no kids for 3 weeks. Yeah. We went and played tennis once. He was oh, you're not terrible. I was okay. I held my own. We went to Lake Oconee this summer and we did a pickleball lesson because we really wanted to learn. And we're getting courts here, around our neighborhood. So we wanted to learn how to do it. Brian was can I get a new teammate? It was me and him against, he was she's terrible. She's so bad. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's the same thing that's wrong with me with football. If you tell me how to do something, I'm like this with card games too. We'll go hang out with friends and they'll be we're going to play this card game. Here's the rules. I don't pick it up. I don't know. Every round I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to like not quit. Pickleball was like that for me. Brian, the coach would say something, Brian and Brady, pick it up right away. I would be like, I don't know whose ball it is.
What?
I don't, what's a kitchen? Why is there a kitchen? It makes no sense.
No, why can't it just be the same rules as tennis?
Right?
Honestly.
I'm like, tennis, you just hit the ball and you try to. I don't know. Anyway, it was terrible. And I think I'm going to need, this is so embarrassing. When we were in Canada, this is a great episode. We're in Canada. We were with our friends. They wanted to play this card game. It's called Euchre. I kept calling it Eucharist because we're Episcopal. It's called Euchre. Have you played it?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm really good at it too.
Okay. Well, I spent the whole week in Canada watching.
It's really confusing.
It's so confusing. If you wanted to play me right now, I would not know how to do it.
It is on the level with football on how confusing.
Yeah,
it is. You just gotta stick with it, and then all of a sudden you know.
I watched YouTube videos every night after everyone went to sleep.
That's weird. Did that help you?
And then the next night we'd sit down to play. And at first it was like, oh, this is cute. Emily doesn't get it. And then the third and fourth night, it's like, okay, come on. Like,
I'm always trying to do right by my body. So when it comes to my hair and scalp health, finding a product that actually works and is made with clean ingredients always seems like a trade-off. But with Vegamore, I get products that are made with clean ingredients and give me visibly healthy hair. With Vegamore, I can have thicker, fuller, shinier hair, all without the harsh ingredients. I have been noticing in my postpartum months that my hair is definitely a little thinner than it was when I was pregnant. I grabbed a bottle of the Grow Hair Serum, and y'all, it is a best seller for a reason. I have been using it already for a few weeks, and I can already tell such a huge difference in how thick and shiny my hair is. So give yourself the hair you never thought you could have with Vegamore. For a limited time, Simplified listeners get 20% off their first order by going to vegamore.com/simplified and use code simplified at checkout. That's vegamore.com/simplified, code simplified to save 20% on your first order. vegamore.com/simplified, code simplified. We just moved houses, and guess what I don't have the energy for during a move? Any sort of grocery shopping or meal planning or anything related to food that doesn't involve something super easy. Well, friend, you're in luck because that's exactly what Hungry Root can do for you. Hungry Root is the easiest way to get fresh, high-quality food delivered to your door. They've got healthy groceries and simple recipes all in one place. You can take a fun, short quiz, and Hungry Root will get to know you, your goals, and how you like to eat. You tell them what flavors you like and which kitchen appliances you use, and they'll start building your cart for you. You can take their suggestions or choose anything you want. You'll get your pick of fresh produce, high-quality meat and seafood, pantry staples, healthy snacks and sweets, and so much more. Obviously, when we moved, our new fridge was completely empty. I wanted some really quick, easy dinners that didn't involve takeout. So for my shipment, I just hit the mains and sides tab on Hungry Root, and I got everything I needed for cilantro lime chicken and steamed broccoli, and even some chicken tikka masala and saffron rice, all in just a couple clicks. Plus, they gave me recipes for them too. And that is exactly the level of easy that I am looking for these days. So spend less time shopping and cooking and more time enjoying healthy food that you'll actually love with Hungry Root. Right now, Hungry Root is offering our listeners 30% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/simplified to get 30% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/simplified. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you.
So for football, for me, I show up for the snacks. I still may not understand it. I do know why we kick the ball when it's the other team's turn now, but I show up for the snacks and I need to talk about food. I need to talk about eating food. What's your favorite game day tradition situation for food? Because this is what I get excited about.
Yes. And truly, I have become, now that I'm a mom and we have a family, this is what it's about now. It is about the atmosphere, aka what's on the kitchen island for everyone to come nosh on.
Grazing.
Okay, so always a dip, and then always just like a giant thing of chips, and then a giant platter of veggies, because I will say if there's a good dip, my kids will eat a veggie with it. It's magic. Yeah. I don't know.
It is magic.
So a dip that I love, it's literally 5 ingredients. It's my Aunt Michelle's buffalo chicken dip. Ooh. It is Frank's hot buffalo sauce, 2 packages of cream cheese, of like a bag of shredded cheese, half a bottle of ranch, and shredded chicken breast. And you just let it simmer for like 2 hours or just put it in a crock pot and plug it in and it's on all day. It is so good. It is spicy, but not too spicy and so good with veggies. I love it.
We have a crock pot in the shape of a football, and I'm going to put
yes.
that in it.
Yes. Yes. Same.
This is awesome. I think Brian would love that too.
It's really good. It's just a good buffalo chicken. And then there's protein in it. Yes, there's all kinds of other stuff. But I feel like there's chicken and then we have a platter of veggies. I feel good about serving that for lunch. Like it is lunch.
I'm going to do this. When does NFL start? I know we're already in preseason, right?
So college football, like the big college football is this Saturday, which I know this is not coming out on this day, but September 2nd.
Okay, so when we plan fall launch, now we have other things that are playing around, but like every year I would look at when the first college football game was, and it was the Wednesday after that. That's when it feels like fall, no matter the temperature outside.
Yep, correct.
Okay, that is awesome. And I'm going to make that recipe. I would not have thought to put that with vegetables, but my kids would eat that. Do you buy the vegetables from the store already cut up, or do you cut them yourself?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
yes.
Good. I was like, so we do when it comes to like, things to eat. There's this place nearby that my family loves the chicken wings from, and they're so good and they're like inexpensive. And so Brian all the time will go and get like a huge thing of these wings, and then it comes with like celery and carrots and they make their ranch, and it's so much better than store-bought ranch. It's so good. So we usually do that, and then a dip. You need a dip.
A dip.
I love
but you know what else we fell in love with last year were these like, I think they call them like tailgate sliders, but you can literally put anything in them. It's the Hawaiian rolls, like cut in half. And then you put some meat and cheese on there. And then you put like some melted butter with seasoning and like onion and garlic, pop them in the oven for 20 minutes. They are so good.
You know what that reminds me of? We used to host, this was like pre-COVID, we used to host a Kentucky Derby party all the time.
Fun.
And we made hot brown sliders. And it was kind of like that.
Yes.
They were delicious. Okay.
So good. And you got to make more, you got to make a double batch because they'll be gone in.
For sure. Minutes. That's what we do with the wings. Like Brian comes home with like, there was a lot of chickens involved in making all those wings.
Like 12.
Maybe more. But like, it's like a lunch dinner situation.
Yes.
Like the kids like, what's for dinner? This. It's here.
Yes.
This is what's
everything. And it's like a pull things out of the fridge that are on their last leg type of thing too. Just kind of make it a charcuterie board of leftovers.
Clean out the fridge. So I like dream about the days of the weather getting cooler, opening the back doors, football on TV, snacks on the island. That's fun to me.
I think it's because it feels great not to go anywhere or do anything.
Yes.
But you're all together, your family unit's all together. And somehow football's tied into that. I love it. I
love that. Do you guys do tailgating? Do you go?
Yes. So since my dad is still coaching, we will go tailgate for his games. But my mom is kind of the queen of that. I kind of just show up.
That's awesome. Yeah, she's probably been the queen of that for a while.
She's been a coach's wife for 40 years. Like I don't know how she does it, but she's still doing it. She's got like a tote in the back of her car that has every kind of paper plates, napkins, trash bags, hand sanitizer. Like she's just ready to go. She just shows up and is ready to go. Usually have like a bag set or a ladder ball. And then my brother-in-law will bring like a mini grill and he'll grill everything. It's great.
Fun.
It's a family affair. It is a family affair.
I love that. Okay, that's so fun. Okay, let's talk about, you're from the Midwest. Let's talk about chili. What are your thoughts? Chili, no chili?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, how do you make your chili? I need a good recipe.
Okay, so it's very basic, but Liz, have you heard Liz's secret ingredient of what she puts in her chili? Pumpkin.
Really?
She swears by it.
Does it?
I can't wait to try it.
Pumpkin?
I don't know. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it this fall.
I need to know because I don't love the taste of like a pumpkin spice latte. Gross.
Oh, absolutely not. But she says it's like, it just gives it that extra.
I could see this, like giving it like a creamy texture and like not necessarily tasting like pumpkin. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. To me, I feel like the heroes of chili are the toppings, like
100%.
Green onion, avocado, sour cream.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, we have this thing that we make. And it was the very first recipe that I ever learned like on my own when I lived outside of my parents' house. And side note, when I moved out of my parents' house, I moved like 10 minutes away. I lived at home while I was in college. And then when I was in grad school, I moved out and I ended up buying a house just 5 minutes from my parents' house. I went home for dinner every night because I didn't know how to cook.
Why wouldn't you?
Right? And like, I'm cooking, we're cooking. But the very first thing I ever learned how to make was, we call it cowboy soup. And it's essentially 5 cans of beans, you rinse them, and then a can of corn, and then a ranch packet, a taco seasoning packet, and then a can of Rotel. And you can literally just put whatever you want, like a cup of water, you fill the water in it, and you cook it like all day. It's amazing. And then the toppings, like we'll serve it with like crushed Fritos on top or avocado and green onions and whatever you want. It's so good. Makes a good dip too.
So good. And it lasts forever. It does.
Totally
it's
lasts.
That lunch, you call it like dinner? Like it's just an all day meal.
Yes. Mom, what's for dinner? This. It's already here. Right. Okay. Last but not least, let's talk about desserts. Do you do game day desserts? Are you a cookies or brownies girl? Are you like, do you use cutlery or is it like
no, we do not use cutlery.
No, because I don't want to wash anything.
No. We will for the kids. And because honestly, my mom did this for us on football Sundays. I will throw in a pan of brownies. And
I love that.
And then you cut it up, let them cool, and it's a grab and go type of situation.
That's sweet. This year, I feel like it might be because we're having this conversation and maybe because Brady's really into football. Like I want to put more effort into our game days. For many years, especially when the twins were little, like it was like we were all kind of doing our own things because they weren't old enough to really be interested. But now everybody's old enough to like learn. You know, I'm 40, so I'm learning.
Yes.
So it can be a family affair now. I love that.
You know what we will do sometimes on like a Super Bowl party? I'll find like those cute little bingo games from Target. And those are fun for the littles because they don't have to completely know the sport to know like, oh, I saw the referee like throw a yellow thing. Oh, that's on my bingo. But it like helps them kind of learn more about football, but they don't have to know every little rule. But it's cute. It's engaging.
I love that. Okay, that's a great idea. I need to like find.
I'm sure we can make one. Ooh, maybe we can make one.
Yeah.
Okay, coming soon.
Okay, rapid fire. Here we go.
I'm ready.
Okay, number 1. What is your favorite flavor of chicken wings?
Oh my gosh. I like it like a tangy honey barbecue.
Ooh. We love a dry rub, like a dry.
Oh.
Yeah, the place we get them from here, they do them dry. So they don't get your hands all messy and they're like crispy. They're so good. I don't think I've ever made them myself, but I want to try making them in the air fryer because I heard they're really good that way.
That's what I'm going to try on Saturday. I got a giant bag from Costco and I'm going to pop those babies in the air fryer.
Keep me posted. And also, I wish we had a Costco. We do not. Not fair. Okay, your go-to drink of choice on game day.
It's got to be a beer.
Yeah.
I mean, these days it needs to be like one because
right?
it's a Sunday. Although, I mean, I don't know. We haven't talked about NA stuff in a while, but I've
heard there's so many good ones.
Yes. So I think that's going to be my experiment this fall is finding a really good NA, like cider beer. But I love a regular beer too, let's be honest.
You do? I never could get into it. And we have this joke that when Brian and I were dating, he loved like a Bud Light. Like he is a frat boy through and through. And I would like hang out and like sip on a Bud Light. And I hated it. But I wanted to be cool. I hated it. I just can't I don't like it. But I have heard there's good ones that are not.
Yeah. And I like a cider. I like an Angry Orchard type.
That's fun.
Appley beer is good.
Brian likes a beer. He likes like an IPA, but Brady, our oldest, he is like a connoisseur of Arnold Palmer's. And so that's going to be our go-to this year. Like everywhere he goes, he gets one and he like ranks them.
So good.
We're going to be
so many kinds.
I know, right?
Has he ever had Liquid Death?
What is that? By the way, I see it everywhere. What is it? I think it's water.
It's just like water, but they make an Arnold Palmer flavored Liquid Death. You'll have to have them try it. Yes.
So is Liquid Death just like really funny marketing? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay, nachos or tacos? Also, there is a correct answer to this one.
Okay, nachos for game day for sure.
Always. I am obsessed with, nachos, they're not hard to make. Everybody can make them how they want. But Pioneer Woman, if you have I don't remember which one of her cookbooks it is, but there's a recipe in there for exactly how to make her nachos. They're so good. We love those.
Okay. I think I have one of her recipe books. Go digging.
It's so good. I'll have to find it. Maybe we can like link to it.
I don't think she's a trusted source for game day.
Game day? Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree. All right. Here's a really important question for you. Bears or Packers?
Bears. And if Amy doesn't start putting in the Bears fight song here, I don't know what we're doing.
I agree. I agree.
Oh, Chicago Bears through and through. But I married the world's biggest Packers fan, so it makes fall really, really fun. Oh, it's so fun. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I have never been to a game at Death Valley. Death Valley? No, that's LSU. Hold on. What's it called? Soldier Field?
Soldier Field. Yep.
Welcome to me. I get them confused. I have been to Death Valley. I have never been to Soldier Field. Do you think we should go in person? And
you should go because it might be moving to the burbs. So if you want to go to the historic, so yes.
I did not.
You should tell Brian that, and then he can make it happen for you guys this fall.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Has Brady been?
No, and he's also a big Memphis Grizzlies basketball fan, and Tyler's a Lakers fan, and we had all these like leftover Delta credits from COVID, so he is taking the boys to a Lakers Grizzlies game.
Fun,
but I feel like we need to go on like a sports tour, and we need to go. To Chicago.
So Memphis is only like 8 hours from Chicago. Maybe someone is going to be listening and saying, "No, that's
it's
not right."
14.
I feel like. Maybe have Brian look into the Soldier Field because he might want to get there before it gets knocked down.
Noted. Okay. That is awesome.
But the correct answer is Bears for sure.
Bears. There you go.
And I love that Brian shares a love for the Bears and Brady too.
I know. It's really sweet. And people are, here's a funny story. People are always like, Brian, you're such a big Bears fan. Why? Like, you didn't live in Chicago. Did you have any relation to that? And he's like, I was 4 and I thought a bear was a cute animal. That's why. That's it.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. We need part 2 of this, like in the middle of football season. I feel like I'll have some more tactical questions for you, and you're way better at explaining it than Brian.
Oh, I love that. And maybe we could even have a deep dive into Eucharist.
Oh,
too.
Lord. Yes, please. And then we'll get into pickleball. This is like the how-to with, you clearly understand these things better than I do. And I will ask all the questions.
I feel like you're not alone and everyone's
agree.
Loving this. Yes.
I totally agree. Okay. Well, thank you, Laura. Till next time.
Till next time.
Okay. That episode could have gone on for like 6 hours. That was so fun. And I am convinced that we need a part 2, a deeper dive. Now that I understand that when it switches who has the ball, we have to kick it so that that team has farther to go. I hope I explained that right. I am learning and I am committed to learning. As we close out this episode, I would like to say a little blessing over you as we leave this time together and get back to our days. As the days begin to grow crisp and cool, I hope your weekends are filled with all the fun that fall has to offer. I hope you enjoy all kinds of gatherings with your people, all of the harvest festivals, all the trick-or-treating, all the lazy Sundays watching games or connecting over a big Sunday dinner with your family. I hope it's a full season for you, not in the full schedule sense, but in a full heart sort of way. As always, I like to leave a little tip to help you put what we've talked about today into practice, so here's your task for this week. If football season isn't a joyful season for you and you feel like it's another season of your person being obsessed with something you just don't get, trust me, I get it. But I wonder, maybe you could redeem it with something that makes you enjoy that time the way you'd like to enjoy it. Could you stock the pantry with your favorite snacks and bring them out for game days? Could you use that time to wrap holiday gifts, or call your mom, or even look up a football bingo sheet and play a game within the game? Can you say, see, hon, I'm going out with my friends? Make game day fun for you, no matter what that means. Thank you for listening to the Simplified podcast. You can find show notes for this episode at emilylay.com/podcast, where you can check out links and resources I mentioned here. And you can shop the Simplified brand of planners and products, which you'll definitely want to do when we drop our new fall collection next Wednesday, September 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern. You can follow me on Instagram at Emily Lay and our brand at Simplified. And now you can follow my writing at emilylay.substack.com. You can also pre-order my brand new book, Near in the Night, at your favorite book retailer today. And hey, if you want these kinds of great conversations in your life every week, then you should go follow our show. It'll show up right in your phone. Talk about automated. Till next time, thanks so much for listening. Bye.